Good afternoon, Trinidad and Tobago. I'm Mahalia Joseph and the C News is live at noon.
And I'm Nasira Mohammed with sport.
Topping the news at this time, the Foreign Account Tax Compliance Act has been passed in the Senate without amendments. In a statement, the Minister of Finance said with the passage of this bill, the country can now breathe a little easier because it has avoided the adverse consequences of loss of correspondent banking, imposition of withholding taxes, de-risking and debanking that would have occurred had consensus not reached on the legislation. Rishi Harinanan has more.
The FATCA bill was taken on Tuesday night. 29 senators voted in favor, none against and 1 abstention. This follows the unanimous passage of the bill in the House of Representatives on February 23rd. In wrapping up debate, the Minister of Finance, Colm Imbert, said this bill will not only benefit the United States, as this country stands to benefit as well. He explained having this bill passed is simple business practice.
Because if you don't comply with FATCA, all that will happen is that any bank in Trinidad and Tobago that is sending money to a correspondent bank in the United States, and 75–80% of all trade in Trinidad and Tobago is with the United States, whether you like it or not.
On Wednesday, the Ministry of Finance said it will now work with the Board of Inland Revenue and the Central Bank of Trinidad and Tobago and all other stakeholders to ensure that all necessary systems are in place in the banking and financial system to meet the reporting deadline to the U.S. Treasury on September 30th, 2017. A post-enactment communications plan has also been developed by the Ministry of Finance to ensure that the general public is aware of the requirements of FATCA and its implications for citizens of Trinidad and Tobago. Now, the minister also put the country on notice, saying that after this bill has made its way through the system and assented to by the president, government will be looking to have compliance with Organization of Economic Cooperation and Development member states.
European countries who also require Trinidad and Tobago to enter into an agreement with them. Fortunately, a few years ago we were told we'd have to do 15 different intergovernmental agreements with 15 different countries of the OECD. Now, I guess because people within the system and countries within the system have said that this is too onerous, you can now do a multilateral agreement with the entire membership of the OECD, and that gives you compliance with the global forum.
Rishi Harinanan, C News.
President of the Tobago Chamber of Industry and Commerce, Demi John Cruikshank, expects matters concerning tourism and agriculture to be discussed when the cabinet meets in Tobago on Thursday.
There is some way forward in terms of the tourism plant, and there's some serious discussion as to how we're going to move the tourism sector forward in Tobago. The agriculture sector, it is very concerning to the chamber that we are importing all our food in Tobago. We need to get that up and running, so some help from Trinidad in terms of the agriculture sector.
The entrance of the Sandals all-inclusive resort in the Tobago tourism industry should be addressed as well.
And I hope that some announcement is made where the Sandals project was touted about in the media for a number of months.
In response to the rumor about the unprofitability of the resort to Tobago, the chamber highlighted that Grenada, a country in the same situation as Tobago, has enjoyed a positive outcome.
Because we heard rumors that Sandals will bring all the workforce, they will bring, and it was not true in the Grenada scenario. What they did is that they would have brought the managers in and trained up the staff, and over a period of time you had an exchange of the staff that they brought in to the local people.
3 persons have been taken to the Scarborough General Hospital in Tobago following an early morning collision on the Black Rock Main Road in the vicinity of the Playway booth. Fire officials said they received a call about the incident around 1 a.m. They said the truck driver explained that the car was speeding toward him, and while he slowed down, the car driver still slammed into him. Another eyewitness said he drove directly behind the white car for a while and noticed the driver was being reckless. He said the car almost ran off the road twice prior to the accident. The car driver suffered a broken leg, and the identity of those involved are not yet known. You're watching the C News Live report at noon, and remember, you can keep up to date with all the latest news on our website at ctvtt.com, or you can check out our Facebook and Twitter pages at C News Live. Former Miss Trinidad and Tobago and a politician, Nicole Dyer-Griffith, is asking people to broaden their perspective on women before judging them. This as the world commemorates International Women's Day today.
As a woman, they would judge everything before they begin to really understand what it is you bring to the table. They would look at your clothes, your hair, your shoes, your makeup, your everything, and then look at, well, are you qualified, are you competent, are you so on?
True.
So that at some point in time, we have to begin to stand and be bold enough to demand that you listen and you hear what I have to say before you judge me.
She called on women to work together to ensure they break the barriers.
We have to begin to demand that empowerment, and that also means that we have to begin to support each other. Because I'm sure you've heard the saying that we are our own worst enemy, women. And there is some truth to that.
There is.
And at some point, we need to be bold enough to accept that there's truth to that and to understand that we need to move past that and begin to support each other.
Now for the weather, showers in a few areas, mainly during the afternoon, will interrupt sunny and breezy conditions. Tonight, few cloudy patches with brisk showers can be expected. A rough seas bulletin is still in effect for the next 24 to 48 hours as per a statement issued Tuesday by the Met Office. It is cautioning small craft operators, sea bathers, and all other marine interests engaging in any sea-related activities based on the current conditions. Choppy seas will be experienced in sheltered areas, particularly around Tobago. Additionally, conditions may be exacerbated during the high tide. Former Minister of Education Dr. Tim Gopeesingh is blaming the current minister for the ongoing crisis at St. Madeleine Secondary School, which descended into the pelting of teachers. According to Dr. Gopeesingh, months before it got to this position, Minister Garcia would have been aware of the burning issues involving the administration and students of the school. He said the ministry never intervened even with the deepening of the matters involving the principal. The Maritime Technology Corporation Center, Caribbean, has officially been opened in this country. It is the first of 3 centers to be opened internationally. The University of the West Indies hosted the event, and the Minister of Education said this initiative speaks volumes for the university.
Safety and the security of shipping and the prevention of maritime pollution by ships pose no small task. And as the raison d'etre of the United Nations International Maritime Organization, this honor is not bestowed on us lightly.
And of course, we do apologize. It's the University of Trinidad and Tobago and not UWI. The center was built to enhance awareness and uptake of environmentally sound technologies and align training programs to meet these needs. Also speaking at the opening of the center was the Minister of Works and Transport, Rohan Sinanan. He said having this facility here is a progressive step towards mitigating the diverse effects of the environmental degradation on the maritime environment.
Role the maritime sector could play in Trinidad and Tobago, the government established an interministerial maritime standing committee to direct the implementation of maritime development projects. For example, the expansion of transshipment of bulk materials as well as port development. One can therefore see that a pristine environment is fundamental to the economic sustainability of the maritime industry in Trinidad and Tobago.
Over 2,900 applications have already been processed and others entered into the database to be sent to the Office of Law Enforcement Policy for additional municipal police officers. This from the Ministry of Rural Development and Local Government. It said the application was made following the advertisement for the post of Police Constable Municipal Police Service, which ended on February 24, 2017. Minister Kazim Hossain said he has received a wonderful response from the public, with thousands of applicants expressing their interest in joining the protective service. To some other news now, with just 2 days to go before the one-year anniversary of the closure of steel company ArcelorMittal, The Steelworkers Union is pleading with the government to take legislation to Parliament to ensure something like that does not take place again. In December 2015, the steel manufacturer laid off over 600 of its workers, citing oversupply of steel in the international market and the drying up of orders for its direct reduced iron and steel products produced at the Point Lisa's plant. The plant was eventually shut down on March 10, 2016. Since then, many workers have been calling on the government for help and even to put legislation to prevent another incident like this.
So what we have is that the working class in Trinidad and Tobago is still exposed to another ArcelorMittal scenario or fiasco.
The union said it had gotten an investor to take over and restart operations at Mittal, but requests for a meeting with the Minister of Finance have gone unanswered.
We are in a situation where at this point in time we are dumbfounded, we are confused as to why a responsible government would take the position not to even entertain any dialogue with an investor that is offering a government which is struggling, as you talk about the economy, a minority share in an entity that the investor are willing to fully finance.
13-year-old Aliyah Addy, who was reported missing on Friday, March 3rd, has been found. According to police, Addy of Charles Street, Gasparillo, was found on Tuesday. No further information was given. However, the police noted the members of its child protection unit will be investigating the matter. And another teenage girl has been reported missing. 14-year-old schoolgirl Nyasha Joseph of Tamazine Avenue, Malabar, was reported missing on Monday. She was last seen near the Arima Magistrates Court on Thursday, February 23rd. Joseph was last seen wearing a pair of blue jeans, a purple and white t-shirt, and gold-colored shoes. She is of mixed descent, standing 5 feet 6 inches tall, is slim build and a brown complexion. People with knowledge of her whereabouts are advised to call 800-TIPS or contact the police at 555-999-911 or the nearest police station. Tobago enjoyed an active carnival season, and on Ash Wednesday, President of the Tobago Chamber of Industry and Commerce, Demi John Cruikshank, highlighted that the week after the holiday was the most active for the island.
I saw after Carnival Monday and Tuesday, you had a number of events in Tobago. If we look at packaging the after Carnival or the week after Carnival, I think that will augur well for us in Tobago as a business community. Even the hotel association, the bed and breakfast, all the small operators who depend on tourism greatly in Tobago.
And now it's time for me to turn you over to Nasira Mohammed for a sport report. And Nasira, I know today is really a day where women are taking over.
That's correct. Big announcement. Today is the schedule for the ICC Women's World Cup, which is to take place in England and Wales later on this year, June, July. Fans will be able to access tickets for the upcoming 2018 World Cup qualifiers against Panama and Mexico from this coming Friday, March 10th, at Lotto locations throughout Trinidad and Tobago. Several top junior athletes hoping to represent Trinidad and Tobago at this year's Carifta Games were impressive at the Southern Games heats at the Manny Ramjan Stadium in Maribel over the weekend. Leading the charge was Rayan Serville of St. Joseph Convent, Port of Spain, and Memphis Pioneers, who surpassed the Carifta qualifying standards for the girls under 18 200 meters in 25.15 seconds and the 400 meters in 57 seconds flat. Delith Charles won the girls under 18 200 meters in 24.56 seconds ahead of Akila Lewis, who will finish in second place with 24.72 seconds. Abilene Wildcats athlete Judah Taylor also returned Carifta qualifying times, matching the boys under 20 400 meter standard of 47.80 seconds. Tariq Horsford, who is a student of Signal Hill Secondary and represents Zenith, opened his 2017 season by breaking his Carifta Games javelin record for the under 18 boys with a throw of 73.17 meters. And that was the sport for today.
And that's the CNews Live report at noon. I'm Mahalia Joseph.
And I'm Nasira Mohammed. Happy International Women's Day to everyone.